Alright, and this problem tells me to convert each radian measure to degrees. We just talked about how 7 over 6, if you just put that in your calculator, is 1.16. So this is 1.16, ignoring the negative, pi. It's not 2 pi. So 7 divided by 6 is 1.16 pi. And yesterday we were looking for the number 2 pi. So that I know that this is going to be less than 360. I'm going to use that as a reference to make sure when I'm thinking about my answer. Nikita, what's the awesome proportion?
Radians over 2 pi equals degree over 360.
So now I'm just going to substitute my radians. This is radians because it has pi in it, and there is no degree symbol. Put it right there. So I have negative 7 pi over 6 all over 2 pi equals degrees over 360. I'm going to cross multiply 360 times negative 7 pi over 6 and 2 pi times degrees. That gives me negative 7 pi over 6 times 360 equals 2 pi times degrees. From here, I'm going to make this over 1. I'm going to cross cancel. A student came up to me after class, Mr. Regan, when do you cross cancel? You only cross cancel on one side of the equation. You cannot cross cancel across an equal sign. If that doesn't make sense to you, you can just multiply negative 7 times 360 and then divide your answer by 6. 6 goes into 360. How many times? 60. So I have negative 7 pi times 60 equals 2 pi times degrees. Now, the reason why I didn't multiply these two, because if I divide both sides by 2 pi, the pi's will cancel, the 2 pi's will cancel, and 2 goes into 60 how many times? 30, and I can just do negative 7 times 30 is negative 210. Negative 210 degrees is my answer. Alright, here's a more difficult one. Now if you notice, this is reducible. Does that make sense? It's a fraction that can be reduced. This is one that was not a fraction to start with. I'm going to use the same proportion. So now I'm going to put in radians. So this is radians because there's no degree symbol. I'm going to put in there for my radians. So I have negative 2.92 over 2 pi equals degrees over 360. I'm trying to solve for degrees, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 360. Class, where's that 360? Top or bottom? It's on the top. You see? That's why we make it a fraction over 1. Now, I wanted to show you this one. I call this a calculator-ready equation. Everyone say calculator-ready equation. Calculator-ready equation. The common mistake for students is I give you a calculator and try to punch in something and try to get an answer. Okay? What I'm trying to show you is you can do everything algebraically and simplifying, and you only need to use your calculator at the very end. This would give you 3 out of 4 on a free response, even though your answer is wrong. The reason why is because I know what you did wrong. It could have been a calculator mistake. So let's put this into our calculators. And on purpose, I'm going to show you a mistake. I'm showing you a mistake. I'm showing you a mistake. So I have second, I missed a parentheses, so I'm going to put second delete, which means insert. So I don't have to delete everything. And then I'm going to multiply it by negative 2.92. And then I'm going to divide my answer by 2 pi. Second, and then the caret button. Talk with your partner for 30 seconds. Where's the mistake? And how did you know that?
Did you forget it in the... Oh, we did print 2 pi? Goes all the way to the point.
Don, is there anything wrong with this answer? So you wanted to see a second set of parentheses here. Show you another calculator trick. I'm going to do entry. This was my previous entry, so I'm going to press second and then enter. And then I'm going to go back where Don says insert another set of parentheses. My answer is negative 167.3 degrees. Raise your hand if you got that. Now, here's another way you knew the negative 1,651 was wrong. This is wrong because if you look back up here, I was looking for a degree, right? This number, the absolute value of this, so 2.92, is smaller than 6.28 radians. Class, how many degrees is 6.28 radians? It's like half of 6.28, right? So that means this, my answer is going to be half of 360. Not 1,651. Does that make sense? So I'm using multiple ways, and this semester with trigonometry, you're going to realize there's a lot of ways of checking your answers. There's a lot of clues and puzzle pieces. You have to use them all. So negative 167.3 degrees is approximate to negative 2.92 radians. And that's my answer.